Welcome to Orogrande. Welcome back to the channel. It's been about a month. I haven't really posted, and that's because I've been working and just establishing my work. If you want to know why I'm here in New Mexico, please check out my White Sands video. It's a great video, very short. I go into a little bit of detail about why I'm here in New Mexico. And yeah, you know, it's also a really great watch. I go to the White Sands National Park here in New Mexico. However, I'm here today in Orogrande, New Mexico. So we're gonna take up some drones. We're gonna take up the Mini 5 Pro, and I also have the DJI Neo 2, which are excellent drones to survey the city. Now we have to be careful because there is restricted airspace around here. The airspace, there's an army base that is like neck and neck with this town. So we have to be extremely careful about where we're flying, so that way we don't cross over into that army airspace and get ourselves in trouble. We just want to survey the city and see a lot of this town and what's left of it, because it is considered a ghost town here in America. And I think that'd be awesome to see. So I will show you the drones and we'll get to that footage right now. Now, if you blink while driving down Highway 54, you'll probably miss it. Today, only a few dozen people still live here in Orogrande, but about 120 years ago, this place was absolutely booming. Back in 1905, somebody discovered gold in the nearby Jarilla Mountains, or Jaria Mountains. As you can probably imagine, word spread really fast. Prospectors came from all over hoping to strike it rich, and almost overnight, this tiny railroad stop transformed into a mining town with around 2,000 people. The town's name, Orogrande, literally means big gold in Spanish. I don't know. I'd probably just call it Big Gold too if I thought I was about to become a millionaire or something. As more people arrived, they built homes, hotels, saloons, stores, and even brought in water through a pipeline that stretched over 50 miles through the desert, which is crazy as hell, but I mean, really cool. And that's pretty impressive considering this all happened over 100 years ago. But here's the thing about boom towns. They're only booming as long as the gold keeps coming. So unfortunately, the mines didn't produce nearly as much gold as everyone hoped. People slowly packed up, businesses closed, and just like that, the town started disappearing. So today, you're left with scattered buildings, old mining remnants, and a lot of history hidden in the desert. Standing here, it's kind of surreal, or at least filming here from an aerial perspective. You can almost imagine wagons rolling down these roads, miners walking the streets. The business is full of people chasing the American dream. Instead, it's quiet, it's dead. And honestly, that's what makes ghost towns like Orogrande so fascinating. They're reminders that the entire communities that we have in America have risen and fallen within just a few decades. If the old buildings could talk, I bet they'd have some incredible stories to tell. So as you can see, the town is pretty small. It's not the biggest town that was ever created. Good grief, you saw how close we came to those power lines? Man, that was crazy. So here we got one abandoned building here. And I think that this is really interesting. Looks like abandoned motel or hotel or something along those lines. And I thought this one was really fascinating because, I mean, it's pretty much open. Like this is one of those ghost towns, so, you know, this is not going to, you know, this is not going to have too much going on here, but we can see that the inside here, man, quite dated, right? I don't know why this isn't on Airbnb. But you can see like the age here, right? Like look at the tables here and the chairs and the furniture. Like this has been here for quite some time. And you know, what's really fascinating is this kind of looks like maybe 80s style. You know, it's been here for quite a while. And there's a lot of, I'm not going to say heirlooms, but there's a lot of history, you know, you can almost feel it. This town was, you know, made in like the 1800s. Let's see if we can get in here a little bit. You know, but this town was created in the 1800s. This kind of looks like a kitchen or something like that, or maybe like a utility storage space. You got a hot water heater in here. You know, you got some modern outlets and all that good stuff. And then you have some more what looks like chairs or kids' school desks. Very interesting. So maybe this served more than just a purpose for being a school. Yeah, very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. Piece of history, you know, looking at a piece of history, especially something as old as, you know, as this. I wonder how many times like this place has been used for different things. It's highly interesting. Oh, gotta watch out for birds. We don't want those problems, not around here. And we're gonna do our best to avoid any kind of activities that, you know, revolve around getting close to flying over any roadways or over any vehicles. And here we have roughly the same thing. You know, we have a building that's seen better days. It's got a metal roof. Let's try and see if we can swing it around. And it definitely is private property. So, you know, we're not gonna go in or anything, but it is very fascinating to look at. You can even see like the kind of cobblestone type of fascia on the building, which is absolutely fantastic. It's probably the reason why it's still standing to this day. It's just, you know, things were meant to last at the point in time that this thing was built, which is awesome. And hopefully one day we'll see it restored. But this town, and I'm sure I've mentioned it in my intro, this town was founded in the 1800s, and this looks kind of like some type of antique place here at some point in time. Seem to have a lot of like decorations and, you know, old-fashioned, old-timey thing. You have the urine jars in the window. I'm just kidding. Those aren't urine jars, but, you know, definitely mason jars in the window, kind of giving it that kind of like a southwestern old town vibe, which is, I mean, sweet in my opinion. I like seeing this kind of stuff because this is like, you know, history. This is a part of our history in this country, which a lot of people came for better opportunities. People are still coming here for better opportunities. And I think it's very fascinating to know exactly where we came from. Now, this town is tiny. Okay, it's very, very tiny. And if you haven't read the thumbnail yet, this is called Orogrande. This town is awesome, very spread out, but definitely considered a ghost town. This place was one of the fastest growing places in the country at one point in time due to the railroads. So there is a railroad system, and I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Oh, let's go. Trying to see if I can find it. It might be back off this way, or maybe it might be back this way. Let's see, is that the railroad? Let's do a double take. Let's check. If we can't find the railroad, then we're severely messed up. However, this place was like linked to El Paso. So essentially, people would come here. All right, they settled here due to the railroad, and this was a part of the like El Paso Trail, which I found highly interesting in its history. And when I learned about it, matter of fact, this place was recommended to me by someone I know, and as soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see. And as you can see, I believe the railroad might actually be back there, if I'm not mistaken. However, it is a little windy today, so you might see a little bit of the jitters in the drone. You got some rolling winds that do come down from the mountains here, down to the plains in New Mexico. But all the more, it's still a really great experience. And I'm trying to get my drone across the street so that way I don't fly over any vehicles. However, I do think that this is a really amazing opportunity and a really amazing record. And let me try not to fly on these people's private property. Let's try and stick on the sidewalk, because the history here is just fantastic. Now, I'm going to show you another video as well, or not another video, but I'm going to show you something else as well. And I can hear it. Just to let you know how quiet it is, you can see how far out we are. We're over here at this building, and I can hear the drone all the way from here, which is crazy. There's just not a lot of noise pollution going on, so you can really hear everything from a distance. That's what I really like about this place. So this building right here is actually a historical building. This was a school. You can hear it probably through my microphone. If not, great. I mean, my my noise canceling is doing really good. But this was used as a school here in Orogrande, and I thought that that was really cool. The fact that this is kind of like a Pueblo style, and even I thought it was a church at one point, but apparently there's no history of there being a church here in Orogrande, but only a school. And this building right here is something that I thought was really cool to record. And the architecture itself is just, with the bell and everything, is just awesome. So let's bring her in. Let's land her down. And we'll stop recording on the drone, but we're still recording here. So my plan for New Mexico, especially for content for this channel, is to run through a lot of these ghost towns. Now, these ghost towns are pretty far apart. Some of them are in very remote areas, but I want to go to places like Chloride. I want to go to places and other places. I think there's another one called Fort Sutter, maybe. I might have it wrong as far as the name, but there's definitely an abandoned fort here in New Mexico that I would like to see. So please make sure, if you like the content on the channel, like and subscribe. Share it with a friend, especially if you like drone content, urban exploring content, and even a little bit of travel content. I do all that here. So thank you guys for showing support and love for the channel. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and thank you to everybody who's watching this for the first time as well. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you on the next flight. So take it easy.